tapped into the soft power frequency.
Okay, new intro. Give it up for me, Dory, and Dr. Kiki and EDV on the audio. That's the 2026 mood, okay? And this is the first soft power hour of 2026. So we're coming to you live from our village in the sky. Welcome, everybody, to the Church of Soft Power. My name is Siobhan, and I am one of the founding artists of Our Lay-led Church for the spirits of creativity, connection, care, change, and choice. And Soft Power Hour is our live stream service gathering on the first Monday of the month here on Soft Power TV for an hour of connection with our community, with our breath, with our bodies, and our creative power. And tonight, I'm excited to be joined by some members of our Village in the Sky. We've got Soul and Merrick, Syzygy in here, as well as my co-founder, Midori. And shout out to our other co-founders, Kiki and Flo, who are off elsewhere in the universe. And thank you to our members for just joining us. The invitation was to join us to bring their frequency to the space, to be witness, to share their thoughts if they feel called. And if you're watching and you're a Village in the Sky member, then head to Discord. We put the link on the one of the main announcements channels. I think it's on there if you want to come on. So we're just inviting more of our community to join us here tonight. And now Midori is going to welcome us and tap us into the frequency.
Oh, thank you. I realized that I have a nervous laugh. Siobhan brought this to my attention, and I think I'm reframing it that when I need to release energy, it's like my favorite way to release energy is giggles. So I like soft power. It just allows me to giggle and laugh in times that are really challenging. So I'm just bringing that joyous laughter. Still need to get it out of my system. I feel like I really needed this today to be in ritual with y'all. So tapping us in now, inviting you to bring awareness to where your body contacts the ground or your chair or whatever piece of furniture you're sitting on. Grounding. Perhaps maybe dropping roots down. Saying thank you to our Mother Earth. Just feeling present with the land that we're on, the spirits of the land that we live, breathe, create on, and then feeling a cleansing light pouring down from the heavens. Flowing from our crown all the way down to our feet, covering our bodies with cleansing. Calling in our protective guides, our guardian spirits, the space now. If you have animal familiars, maybe it's your animal familiar, maybe it's just animals you're really familiar with and have always loved your whole life. Feeling their presence with us. So our invocation here at Soft Power is a series of 3 sounds to vocal tone together. So I will be inviting you to breathe in and release your breath expending all of your breath out of your body with a sound. And that can be whatever sound you want. And I'll be doing an sound today. So inviting you to breathe in the biggest breath you've breathed in all day, breathing in from the belly, releasing. And really like squeezing out all the air at the end, breathing in. Last breath, breathing in. I don't have my bell, so Siobhan, please ring. Thank you. You are now tapped into the soft power frequency. Just landing here with y'all. I'm here, Mimi McGuire, here for a little astral weather report, transitioning us into what the cosmos are channeling through me in this moment. I am still a baby astrologer. I've gone through a year-long natal chart astrology course with Oak Astrology School, but astrology is such an ancient tradition, and it's going to be such a lifelong lessons series of studying. So the main transits I wanted to bring to our attention is the full moon in Leo that just happened. And it really, I think it's beautiful that we were able to invite our village members today to be with us here. And it feels like there's just a lot of really intense collective fear and anxiety, I feel, in the field. Obviously, to just name it explicitly, yeah, just the terror that ICE is causing in our communities. It just really ignites a lot in the body. I'm based out in Oakland in the Bay Area, and you really feel it. It's very palpable, and feels like this full moon is really calling everyone to stand on business in their own way. And what does that even mean to like root into your values at this turning point? It feels like there's no going back to the way things were, still are and were. And it feels like specifically when to speak to Neptune and Aries Neptune is transiting into Aries. And it just feels like that is such a I feel like it crossed this threshold in my body of I can no longer like gaslight myself somatically. It feels like I have no option but to act in alignment to what I know is right. What I know is in alignment with being human and with being in community with others, and to actually care about what it means to be connected with one another. Yeah, Neptune represents our idealism. It represents also delusion and fantasy of what's possible. And so with that moving to Aries, this very cardinal fire sign, Aries is in the body. Aries reacts somatically. And so I feel like this moment is really about like, yeah, what even feeling and acknowledging activation, and what does that mean to be in your body in this moment, and what impulses to follow and what impulses need to be sat with, and what sort of regulation. That's why I feel like with soft power, we're all about regulation. What sort of regulation practices do we need to be able to act from a place of choice and sovereignty? Because everything is like literally vibrating on this frequency that will overcome us if we're not grounded in what our values are and what the big picture vision is, with what the vision of the world that we want to see is. And it's challenging me so much. Like, I have to say, like, I really have had to look at like my whole life, like from even using things like Spotify, like applications, like where is my money going and what do I want to support even in my, day-to-day life. Thinking about how all these Google apps are feeding into, yeah, just these machines of controlling us. And so I think for me, I really have been like questioning what that means for me in my life. And so I think Neptune in Aries is calling us towards, are you going to be about it? And what are you about? And there is truly no right and wrong, but I have a clear line of what is right in my body in terms of, I don't think that we should be, and I don't feel like we should be nulling other people's humanity for gain and profitability. And that's just, yeah, that's a solid line for me. And that really emanates, I think, into everything we do and how to really reevaluate our decisions and choices. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't have like a cohesive like script for this. This is really, I'm learning how to truly be present in my body and tune in to what this moment is asking for me. And that's really what I would pose as a question to everyone here is, what is this moment calling you into? Like, what is this moment asking of you? And can we be present with what our spirits, the land, our communities are asking of us? So that's what I will say in terms of the Astro Weather Report. It is going to get more intense. I have to say, February is a very charged month, and that's not to be instilling more fear, but just to let you know, like that is what is happening and will continue to amplify throughout the rest of this month. So I really just hope that we can continue to connect and support each other through this moment. These people, y'all are my community for real. I don't have to worry when I step into a space. I don't have to worry about where y'all's values sit. And I think that's really special and rare in the moment that we're in right now. So yeah, thank you. I will turn it back over to, we're going to actually do a little song to finish tapping us into the frequency. That was my little mini sermon, my little Astro sermon. And we're going to transition now into a song, which is This Little Light by Beautiful Chorus. So I just realized, like, do we have this in the, the queue?
I was gonna say either sing it or I can, or we can invite someone else. And we can
Ooh.
I think we gotta sing it. I don't think we have it in our.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, oh, we don't have it. All right, I'm gonna call Bonnie to the stage to sing it. Wait, no, know, I'll sing it. I'll sing it. That's my challenge. I'll sing it. I'll sing it.
We
All
could
right.
take turns. So sing it. Let's sing it
Ooh.
a few times through, and then anybody who's on here that wants to lead the group, the rest of us will sing unmuted with you.
Okay, I will sing. This is my challenge, y'all. I gotta use my voice, okay? So, taking a breath. This little light of mine used to be too scared to shine. I'm like, do I remember? Do I know this? When mine met yours. I don't know the song, Siobhan. You're gonna have to sing this. I don't
Okay.
really remember the tune. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do the first one, and then if anyone else wants to, you
Yeah.
can unmute.
Please do.
So taking a breath together and just really feeling in to our light and shining our light. I just want to, yeah, just really snaps for what Midori just shared and affirming how what a light everyone is and how important it is for us to just affirm this to ourselves. That's been my journey lately. All right, so let's do it. One, two, a one, two, three. This little light of mine used to be too scared to shine. When mine met yours, it would run and hide, but in time I came to find I wanna shine so bright it makes the whole world smile and pay back the beautiful feeling that allows me to be whatever I wanna be, and I am gonna be free and easy. Anyone else want, or should I go for a round two? I might have made up one of the tunes on there.
I was like, okay, now I remember. Now I remember.
All right, you got it?
Yeah, I could do it now.
Let's go.
This little light of mine used to be too scared to shine. When mine met yours, it would run and hide, but in time I came to find I want to shine so bright it makes the whole world smile and pay back the beautiful feeling that allows me to be whatever I wanna be. And I'm gonna be free and easy. Yes. Anyone else want to go for a ride? I feel like Merrick, do it.
I'll give it a go. This little light of mine used to be too scared to shine. When mine met yours, it would run and hide. But in time, I came to find I wanna shine so bright it makes the whole world smile and pay back the beautiful feeling that allows me to be whatever I wanna be. And I'm gonna be free and easy. Little lost in the middle, but we find our way to the end, right? That's like the goal. So
That's your unique frequency, okay? Anyone else? Soul, are you gonna?
Yeah, I mean, I'm inspired to do my own unique frequency because I don't remember how this song goes, so.
Go for it, boo.
This little light of mine used to be too scared to shine. When mine met yours, it would run and hide, but in time I came to find I want to shine so bright it makes this whole world smile and pay back the beautiful feeling that allows me to be whatever I wanna be, and I am gonna be free and easy.
Jamae, do you feel called to hop in? If not, we could do one last round in unison, but you're welcome to the stage.
I can give it a try. This little light of mine used to be too scared to shine. When mine met yours, it would run and hide. But in time, I came to find I want to shine so bright, it makes this whole world smile. And pay back the beautiful feeling that allows me to be whatever I wanna be. And I am gonna be free and easy.
I'm over here about to cry. Thank you, everyone, for bringing your voices. I've got chills, and thank you, everyone in the chat, for witnessing. This is the magic, y'all. This is the alchemy, okay? It's just taking it. And so thank you, everybody. I just have chills, and it feels really like it's a smiles that I needed today. And so next, I'm going to pull. Oh my gosh, I love seeing the chat right now. So supportive and loving. And yeah, this is just really continuing off everything that Midori was sharing about this moment and what the power of being together, the power of our presence in general, the power of our presence together when we connect, and when it's not human, the power of connecting with other energies and spirits. The land is really, really, if I'm here in San Francisco Bay Area, on Ohlone land. I live on what was once sand dunes, what was once underwater, and all of the unique creatures around here. Got a lot of coyotes right now. There was a mountain lion sighting last week here in San Francisco. That was very alarming to much of the community, understandably so, but also like this reminder of who are the original beings and neighbors here. Also, hawks are a big one in my neighborhood. I live near somewhere they call Hawk Hill. So just really calling on those spirits. And now I'm pulling from Caitlin Granya's Offerings Oracle, and our offering to set us here today is conversation. So yeah, I'm just loving this conversation in general that we started and invited folks onto. And I'm going to lead us in just a little bit of a continued grounding practice to just create space for whatever conversation your spirits are trying to have with you. And then after that, if there are any channel messages or anything that the group on here feels called to share, we'll leave space for that too. And so wherever you're at, just pausing with me for a few minutes. Put on some ocean waves. And my goal really is to hold a space that can clear all the outside forces from our awareness so we can just hear ourselves. And so I want to pull back up what was in the chat earlier, I believe, from Fluid Tree. Is that Stardust? What is this moment asking of you? So that will just be a baseline question, but as we've called in our spirits, as we've arrived here together, if it feels good to gently shut your eyes for a few moments and you feel safe to do that, just with every breath, continue to affirm your safety in this present moment. acknowledging all of the things outside of this ritual that rightfully deserve our attention and our grief and everything else. Acknowledging we cannot send those away and that is not the goal, but the goal here is just presence. You don't have to be still if moving your body to access this presence state feels better, then listen to that. And just imagining that gentle, salty waves are washing over your feet. The perfect temperature. Receiving everything that you exhale. Sending all of the other voices, the positive, negative, and neutral. Exhaling everything that's been taking up space in your energy field today. Beginning to notice these signs in your body and sensations in your body that you are sovereign and here in your own energy field. And with every breath, becoming more sovereign, more liberated from the distractions of the material world. Now making room for this question posed to whoever it is that you speak to, your own most centered self, your elevated ancestors, your benevolent spirit guides. What is this moment asking of me? Trusting whatever is popping into your consciousness is a message just for you. Receiving it without judgment. And in this space, just taking a couple minutes to ask any questions it is that you've been needing clear space to receive guidance from. Know that you can access this space in your own time, and the more that you practice, the more you learn how to be in conversation with your body and with your spirits. And wherever you're at now, I invite you to offer a gesture of gratitude to the loving spirits that join us here in this space. As we stay in this place of connectedness for the rest of our hour together, you can open your eyes and write down any messages that came to you. knowing that if you leave this stream before we close together, to make sure to close the doors to the other world on your own. Otherwise, just taking a moment to join back together in conversation. And so any of our community on here, feel free to unmute and share as you feel called. Community in the energy bank, please feel free to share your messages, your downloads, and we'll put them on the screen up here as well. Hi, Heaven. We're sharing our conversations. So I'm going to mute now and just give us a few minutes to just be here. And again, anybody on here, feel free to share. And the other offering card is water. So drink some water. wherever you're at. Add a little salt and lemon to mine. The Holy Haunted says, I was repeating the phrase, I don't agree. This is in relation to those from my past and family, being brave to say these words openly and with courage. Yes, uplifting that. This really is a big moment for standing in our truth. And I can speak for myself, and I imagine others might feel there's like this conflict within me around feeling both validated because of things that are being unveiled about the world that many of us have been written off as dramatic or conspiracy theorists. And it's not satisfying to be validated about these things. And at the same time, practicing grace and patience and humility, and not falling for that temptation of like, oh, I already know, like, you know, this is nothing new, and making room for the awakening of others that maybe we've been praying for a long time. Soul, would you like to share words?
Yeah, I see a repeated pattern in my life.
I was just gonna share that the answer came really quickly, and I've been thinking today, I like wrote down this intention of like wanting to be able to communicate better in my relationships. So I love that conversation was like the first card that you pulled. But the answer that I received tonight was to level up. And that means by taking care of self and by being mother to my kin and also myself. So that feels exciting. I'm like ready to level up. It's been a long time coming, and my eldest is about to be 14. So I just like, wow, I've been a mother for 14 years. That's really wild. Thank you so much.
I really love that. And that really kind of leads well into the message that I'd gotten about, as counterintuitive as it might seem, with as quickly as everything is moving, as much tension as we're all feeling, collectively and individually, slowing down so that we can truly be present and responsive rather than reactive, which is a pattern of parenting and learning how to reparent, ourselves as we're being parents to children, to, beloveds in our communities that may or may not be, like Siobhan said, where we've understood so far, and they're still waking up in their own ways, and in their own ways teaching us things that we may not have had the capacity for at the same time. We're coming into a time of much more egalitarian constructs around how we share wisdom and leadership and power dynamics that are a big jump from what a lot of us have become accustomed to with hierarchical systems, and how those oppressive systems have influenced how we feel safe, slowing down and being present with each of these things. And not that we have to give our attention to every single thing that comes up, because where your attention goes is where your energy flows. And at the same time, we're not ignoring that there's a poly crisis. We're acknowledging that we are alive in this really alchemical time, and that we came in with these gifts to share. So the more that we can sit and be present on a moment-to-moment basis, especially when we find ourselves triggered, and leaning into nervous regulation tools that we have in our pockets or that we want to learn from each other, that's really going to help anchor our communities, anchor ourselves into our meaningful work. Like you were saying before, both you and Midori have spoken to on our call so far about how important it is to really be aware of that. And just that was the message, how important it is to try to remember to slow down within ourselves and be present as much as we can, and just do the best we can moment to moment, and making that a practice so that we can build that more sustainable and steady rhythm into this new world we're co-creating together.
Taking a breath for that wisdom. Thank you. I'm going to read out Heavens of message. You already know what you need to know. Stop asking time to act. So it's a lot of action in here. And yeah, I just love what you just spoke to about those practices, and what's available in this anchoring image is really powerful. Let's see here. Feeling validated in this moment, knowing I'm here as a way to take care of myself. I'm doing it. Stardust said their image was very watery. Jamae says yes to slowing down. And people relating to leveling up. It's go time, y'all. It's really go time in ways that are subtle, but I've been really intimidating. I've been saying this to Midori a lot lately, that I'm just like, ooh, like there's no turning back on this reality. That's it. It's like locking into the frequency, consciously choosing the frequency that we're going to stay on. And I think that is like just the power of being with y'all, is just like, okay, we're doing this together. Like, I feel like it's all like holding hands, like we're just jumping into it or rooting into it. It's both at the same time. Marge says, last night I kept whispering to the full moon, I want a home. My message has just been a resounding clear out so you can make room for new things. Yeah, and we are really on the edge of the year of the horse, the fire horse. This year has been the year of the snake, and we have been shedding, shedding, shedding. So, yeah, that we are just locking into these roots so we can just show up is really powerful. And um, I think for our remaining time together, what we wanted to do was just collect our call on our collective energy to send it to intentions on our hearts to the earth. And so when just kind of group energy work, and I know that many people in the chat and on here may have energy practices, may have trained in things like earth based energy work. I've trained in Reiki. And so just inviting, and Midori's gonna, I think, walk us through a little bit of self massage in this to open up our channels more. Inviting everybody in the chat to write down our intentions of where we're sending this energy to. Um, as well as, share. You feel free to share if you're on here and have kind of ways that for me, I always tend to visualize it as like roots and or even an umbilical cord connecting into Mother Earth all the way at the center, and inhaling this energy pulling up from the earth and then sending it through my hands or my heart beams to a particular intention or place. And so just inviting that here and now. And as Midori kind of shares a little of her body-based energy insight.
It's okay. It's so giggly.
I'm sending giggles to the earth.
My body is like, you haven't laughed in a while. We need to have some levity. All right. Yeah, my practice draws from learning a lot via Flow of Soul Bloom, who's a co-founder here at the Church of Soft Power. Going to massage school, learning acupressure and the energetics of TCM and that practice of acupressure, qigong, and just like being in my body and being like, yeah, what feels good? Like, I really do think it's so much about like, what does your body crave in this moment? And that is really my framework of like, rest is what drops us into being aware of our bodies, aware of what our bodies need in the moment, and then how do we give ourselves the touch, the nutrition, the care that we need. And it's really interesting because I think before I had this practice for myself, I would just constantly be seeking out stimulation, and like I was kind of like this siphon that was insatiable because I was constantly like, okay, like who can pour into me, and through the practice of rest, and learning that through my friend Alex, who's really studied rest and just this idea, she has such a poetic way of putting it, of like, your rest is this like is feeling the earth supporting your body in the moment, and how it is always contacting you, and by laying down your body to rest on the earth, by bringing that awareness, that pressure, like you no longer need to like be seeking out so much outside of you. And so I'm just going to take us through charging our hands up with chi here, with our energy, taking a breath, and tuning into your body in this moment, what you need. So just placing your hands somewhere that you need loving touch. So that's the prompt. Where do you need loving touch in this moment? Just bringing awareness to that spot. Taking some deep breaths here. And what I've practiced is pulling energy from the earth and the heavens. So up from the bottom and then down from the heavens, and feeling the energy channel through your hands. Sending love to our bodies in this moment. Then we can begin just starting at the top of the head, bringing some massage to the scalp perhaps, bringing some movement, some massage. Massage really is just letting your hands move the energy somatically. So whatever you need, bringing some stimulation, if you want to talk in terms of neurodivergence terms, stimulation. You can work your way down to the chest. And maybe you just want to hold your hands somewhere that feels good. So really paying attention to the texture of touch you need. Maybe it's stillness. Maybe you need to just be still. But maybe you do need a little more stimulation. Maybe you need pressure. Maybe you want to scratch lightly on your skin. But working your way down now. So chest, going down to the stomach, tummy, to the legs. Knees. Whew. Shins, feet. Making sure you're breathing, staying connected to your breath. And once you get down to your feet, you can just kind of flick your hands off any energy that wants to be discharged, sending the intention that any energy needs to be discharged, be offered back to the earth. You can swipe down the body. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Releasing any sounds. And ending, perhaps maybe with your hands in prayer, creating an energy circuit. Saying and feeling into whatever intentions you have and feeling into the frequency of whatever intentions the intention is, feeling that really emanate in your body from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. Feeling that frequency in your body. Fully enveloping your field. And sending love, sending the soft power frequency down into the earth and connecting up with all the mycelial networks. Sending love to all our comrades, our kin, all over the world. The frequency of hope, of nourishment. Of our creative power. Thank you. Thank you for practicing, bringing awareness back into our space now that we're here together. And I'll turn it back over to Bonnie.
Thank you, Midori. And yeah, just making more room if there's other shares, other intentions that want to be voiced. We have 5 minutes left to our hour, so feel free to put them in the energy bank or any of our village to continue sharing the wisdom channeling through you today.
Thank you for holding this space, Midori and Siobhan. Something that came up for me is that not only are we creating, but we are creating with our bodies. It's not just about what's in our minds and what's in our hearts, it's what's being channeled through our bodies as well. And in that, collaborating as well with our community and not trying to do it alone or not trying to strong arm ourselves into getting through it, but actually flowing with everything around us and feeling into the heartbeat of the community. So co-creating, finding spaces where we feel ourselves being led to, and allowing ourselves the opportunity to act and rest at the same time.
Thank you, Janae, for those words and that reminder. And yeah, just holding all of those things at once. And as you're talking, I'm just imagining us all like connecting, combined with what Midori was saying about the mycelial networks. Like, I just see us connecting with our local land and then those networks shooting out to others, especially those of us who are on the same continent, and then past oceans and just like all around the world, wrapping it all with this love. We have, I know right now, we have people all across the North American continent. We have at least one person in the Philippines um, joining from there. And so I'm just feeling that immense power amongst all of our hearts here, 5 of us here on screen, um, the number in the chat, and just feeling like these ripples that we make with our actions and with our words and with our presence is so powerful on its own. And we have continued to see that proof here in Church of Soft Power, of what can really transform through these practices. So if you've stumbled on this stream out in the world and you have no idea what's happening, like, that's all we've been doing is really hanging out with presence and believing with our hearts that there's something valuable to this virtual gathering, and it is informed by the nervous system. I love to think of like the peak of magical thinking of our souls knowing that we would be able to find this type of support. Like, we are the future ancestors, especially like Soft Power being co-founded by millennials. It's so millennial. That's like, we've been building our worlds and finding safety in digital spaces, and I'm just aware of that with the complexity of what's been revealed of these people who have been shaping them and who continue to shape the apps that most people are on, and so continuing to find our ability to connect and build worlds together is really special. And yeah, I want to shout out Janae because she led the village in our first Dungeons and Dragons campaign over the weekend. And I had no idea, like, really, I didn't fully get it, but after I just left, I was like, wow, like that was alchemical. That was like that world building, that world you brought us into, and the act of like these choices and all of it was just so magical in the potential of our. I think the next one we should live stream, perhaps, because it was really fun. Um, and the story was really fun, and yeah, it was a good time. So just really celebrating the ways that every person takes it upon themselves to create a world and invite one another in. And next week, actually, Midori and I are going on retreat here in the Bay Area to really think and materialize more foundations to share this access, to just take away some of this not control, but we want to just like be able for everybody to share in this network because you're all so powerful. So I'm gonna, I guess, close us there and pass it back to Midori for our announcements. But thank you, everybody that is here and present with us. Midori is going to share what's going on this month. And otherwise, we will see you in the Discord if you're a member of the Village in the Sky. And if you'd like to be, join us for at least one sanctuary gathering. And it's totally free to join. And you get to be in connection with a lot of these beautiful people here who are choosing to show up and create beautiful worlds. So thank you.
Thanks, Siobhan. So if y'all aren't familiar, we usually have a gathering every Monday evening at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. So next week we have Siobhan's Soul Spa. That's a really just restful space to drop into, refresh, protect your energy field, energy body. And I love that space. It feels like, I told Sean, it feels like a cotton candy, You're wrapped in a floss. Like sweetness and tenderness, and everyone shares. Like if you need to cry, it's a good place to cry. So that's what I would say about Soul Spa. Pull up. The following week we have Soft Power Choir with Dr. Kiki, and that space is a little more up. I would say the energy is more up. It's a little, there's karaoke. We do vocal toning similar to the invocation, but a longer practice together. Dr. Kiki has her doctorate, in choral conducting. So she's all about the voice and regulating through the voice. So if you've been looking for a space to explore your voice and singing, and you don't feel comfortable or don't have access to an in-person choir, that is a space to go to. And then we have the Village Members Social on the following week on the 23rd, and that's specifically for members. So like Siobhan said, if you are not part of our membership, you can go to the link in our bio, and it's cute. It's a little more of a verbal sharing space, and we cast our wishes into the village wishing well. And if you want to know what that is, you're going to have to come and join our membership. So that is the rest of the month. And then every Wednesday, except next week, I hold co-working in our virtual sanctuary. That's 2 hours of just body doubling anything that you want to get done. And that's on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. And then BA, who is a Soft Power collaborator, is they do writing circles on the new and full moons. So the next writing circle is going to be on Tuesday, February 17th from 9 to 10:30 a.m. And that is for the new moon in Aquarius. So that space is for writing, free writing, but also they give you prompts and they give you a lot of downloads on the astrology of the moment. They're a really powerful astrologer. So if you're curious on how astrology can intersect with your writing practice, I recommend you join that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for February. But like I said, if you join our membership, we have a lot of other things going on. Merrick is planning a Rent screening this month. We're definitely building this community that's so beautiful and organic and emergent. So yeah, thank you all for being here. I'm going to do a little closing prayer to close us out. I'm like, wow, this is such a beautiful space, y'all. I just want to close us with grounding into the intention to free and liberate all oppressed beings from forces of hard power everywhere. And we are a movement. This church for artists is a movement, is one of the many movements happening to embody soft power, what it means to live into our matriarchal power, remember the power of our softness, the power of our creativity. May we remember our humanity and connect to one another during these times. May we continue to care for ourselves so we can pour out to our communities too. May we remember that it is within our power to enact change and make different choices than we have before, than our ancestors have made. Remember that we have a whole squad of all ancestors who are cheering us on, and that we are here in this moment for a reason. I truly believe that your soul would not have picked this moment unless they knew you had the capacity to enact change and create this world together we're building. Thank you so much. Call your energy back to you now. I send your energy back to you. Retract your roots up from the ground. Yeah. And Siobhan, can you ring us out, please?
I will. First, I'll ask everybody to pose for the ancestors. Thank you, and just sending love to everybody. Hope you all rest well tonight. Bye.